Hey, thank you, Nicole. Hello, everyone. I'm going to be talking about how controlled vocabularies and authority control enhances the access to bibliographic materials. Even keyword searching is enhanced by using controlled vocabularies and authority control. In library speak, a controlled vocabulary is defined as a list of preferred or authorized terms. These terms can be for personal or corporate names, places, topics, codes, relator terms, on anything can be in a controlled vocabulary. A good vocabulary will also include variant terms and related terms. Variant terms or variant forms are the alternate terms for the entity that is being described, but are not the terms that were chosen to be the authorized form. These are usually called C references because they lead the searcher to see the correct term. These can be things such as former names, synonyms, and alternate spellings, anything that also refers to the entity in the record but was not the chosen form. Related terms are other authorized terms that are related to each other, things like multiple identities, broader and narrower subject terms. These are called See Also references because they are other terms that will produce search results. Each related term will have its own authority record with that term as the authorized form. When catalogers need to describe a resource, they need to choose an authorized term to use in the access point in a bibliographic record. So why is an authorized form so necessary? Maybe someday in the future, everything and in a record and all the information that we have will be so well linked together that we won't really need to choose an authorized form. But for now, the systems that we have work best with one authorized form with everything else linked to that form. For example, by choosing one authorized form of a person's name, such as Mark Twain instead of his real name Samuel Clemens, all the materials relating to that person can be collocated together no matter how the name is used on the material. So works by Mark Twain will use Mark Twain in the record, but works about Mark Twain might refer to him as Samuel Clemens. Through the use of the authorized form and linking the other forms to it, there only needs to be one search made to be able to find all of that information. So this is a Mark name title authority record for one of the Harry Potter books, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The authorized form is in a 100 field. Now the 100 refers to a personal name, and they've used the author in this case and then the title of the book together to create the authorized form for this title. That's the way the rules prescribe that these authorized forms should be chosen. In this case, the chosen form is the title of the book as it was published in Great Britain, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. As you can see in the 400 field, they've used the title of when it was published in America, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, as a cross-reference. So no matter which way they're looking for the book, they'll be able to find it. You'll see some 5XX fields there, one for the motion picture adaptation of the work, and another one for the sequel, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The 3XX fields, you have 370 and 380 fields, this is providing other information that can either be displayed to the patron or be used for filtering the searches. By adding these terms to bib records, someone would be able to search for fantasy novels published in Great Britain, and this title would come up in the results. Here is a sample subject authority record in Mark. The fields mean the same thing since this is also a Mark record, but the rules for creating subject terms are different than for creating terms for names. As you can see here, if you search for Philosopher's Stone, the system will be able to know that the proper term to use is alchemy, and will still be able to find all the relevant materials. So whether whoever has written the book has used alchemy as their term or the Philosopher's Stone, patrons will still be able to find all of those materials. Now in subject here you can see this is a 150 tag instead of a 100. And that's because this is a subject and they are used 150. In Mark records, the numeric tag and the subfield codes provide part of the metadata to identify the type of the entity that's in the record. So when similar types of authority records are gathered together, they become an authority file, which is a type of controlled vocabulary. Authority files are sponsored by many different groups and encompass many different types of vocabularies. The Library of Congress offers numerous authority files or controlled vocabularies. They can all be searched free of charge from the library's websites. The name authority file, or NAF, and the Library of Congress subject headings, or LCSH, are probably the most widely used authority files in the library community. The NAF itself contains over 8 million authority records, and the Library of Congress is adding to the vocabularies all the time. The Library of Congress Genre Forum Thesaurus is in progress at this time, and so new records are going to be added periodically. And there's a new file that just came out very recently, and that's the Library of Congress Medium of Performance Terms. Here are some other authority files that are commonly used in the library community. There are files for different topics, such as art, architecture, medicine, and there are also files for types of materials, such as rare books. In marked bibliographic records, it's possible, through the use of indicators and codes in subfields, to indicate which authority file a term or a heading comes from. So it's possible to use terms from different authority files in the same bibliographic record and have people know which file it comes from. And that helps if one vocabulary doesn't have all the terms or headings needed to describe material in the best way. The process of choosing authorized terms, maintaining and updating those terms in authority records, and using those terms in the bibliographic record access points is called authority control. This work maintains the consistency of access points in bibliographic records and shows the relationships between these access points, thus keeping the library catalog working at the peak of efficiency. So although the owner of each authority file, such as the Library of Congress for the NAF and LCSH, or the National Library of Medicine for the MESH headings, is responsible for the creation and maintenance of the actual authority records. It's up to the creators of the bibliographic records to make sure that the authorized forms are used as headings in the bibliographic access fields. This is a fairly typical bibliographic record, and I've highlighted the bibliographic fields that are under authority control, meaning they should have authorized forms used in them. All the headings in these fields will have a corresponding authority record. So J.K. Rowling will have an authority record, and then Harry Potter, the title Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, has an authority record, as we've seen. The subject fields, say wizards, that will have an authority record. And there's authority record for the subdivision juvenile fiction also. By using authorized forms and access point fields in bibliographic records, links can be created from the headings in the bibliographic record to the authority records for those headings. So when an authorized form in an authority record is updated, the headings in the bibliographic records with that heading can be updated too. This will save a lot of time for the catalogers and ensure that the patron will always be able to access all the materials for the terms that they use in searching. By keeping control of the bibliographic headings, both the cataloger and the patrons are served better. Using authority control when cataloging materials has many benefits. Here are some of the most important. To link all variant forms to the authorized form, differentiate between things that have the same name, to link related terms, to do automatic updating, and to provide filter information for filtering searches. By linking the possible search choices as variant forms or C references to the authorized form, the patron can find what they need without having to make extra searches. Most catalogs today will take the searcher seamlessly from the incorrect heading to the correct heading without them having to do anything else. In this example, Sean Combs, who's a rapper, is now known as Diddy. He started with the name Puff Daddy, then changed his name to P. Diddy, and then changed it again to just Diddy. The authority record for this person was made when he was referred to as Puff Daddy, and that was the authorized form. But then the authorized form in the record was changed when he changed his name, until now the authorized form is Diddy, and his former authorized form of Puff Daddy has now become a C reference. But as we said, with the catalogs being able to link the bibliographic headings to the authority record, when that authorized heading was changed, all of the headings in the catalog could also be changed. Now, this often is referred to as global updating. It is a way of automatically updating headings, and is another big benefit of controlling the access points in bibliographic records. No matter what name the patron used to search with, no matter how he knew this person, he'll be able to find all the relevant items for this person. Another benefit to authority control is linking related headings. Here are the most common types of related heading links that you will find in authority records. By providing these links, patrons can be led to more relevant material without having to know beforehand what else they can search for. Patrons can easily broaden or narrow their search with just a click. So in our authority record for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, we can see the links to the motion picture adaptation and also to the sequel. So by linking these all together, the patron would be able to see what else he might be able to find. Even the notes that are in the 5XX fields can be displayed to the patron, giving them more choices and better information to help them make their selections. Through the links of broader terms, as in this subject authority record, a patron can be guided to more and more relevant materials. Or they can use narrower terms in these same fields to guide the patron to more specific material and help them. This is very valuable for research. So all these benefits of authority-controlled headings in bibliographic records lead to the biggest benefit of all, and that's making the materials in the books more accessible to the patrons. Well, thank you.